Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Puck and Stuff podcast. This is episode 25. We got a lot to talk about here today with my good man B-Dog. I am T-Dog. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sponsored by, well, A Man Can Dream.
A Man Can Dream. Oh, boy.
This will be structured for sure, but it's not like anything to deal with finals. I guess you could consider this our first off-season video, hey, in the sense of just news and speculations and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
A lot to talk about, and honestly, you might as well just get right into it, but...
Yeah, start it off. You're going at a good start. Just keep going.
All right, so there's a lot going on in the NHL world. I think we're going to start with a few coaches and stuff here. So one thing that we saw after the season finale of the Dallas Stars is we saw that Rick Bowness left the team. Mm-hmm. Now they hired former Vegas Golden Knights coach Peter DeBoer. So what do you think about this?
Peter DeBoer. I was kind of shocked after that first round exit to see him leave like that. I'm not going to lie, but maybe it was the right thing because you can kind of see Dallas going down in a long haul, especially with, like, you even saw through that series, even Tyler Seguin and frickin' Jamie Benn were playing to their prime. And it looks like they're kind of going in that trembling because they even have, well, I guess they used to have goaltending problems, but Onger looks like could become a star in a few years, especially with how young he is. So I didn't think it was the right idea for him to go away yet, but hey, I guess you never know with the new coach, right? Maybe he makes it even better than it is, or maybe he goes in a little retool again. Who knows? Yeah, that's what I got to say about that.
I think it's good that Bowness is gone for the Stars. I hate saying this because it feels kind of a washed excuse, but it's like their style was old. Not enough scoring. Peter DeBoer is even quoted saying like he wants from this team to score more goals, and I think that they need to just play with a lot more offensive pressure. They played way too much back checking. Like they tried to play a trap game that wasn't working because their team can't really fully commit to it.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be nice to work with his resume in Vegas and San Jose. He's had a few players, some stars, some goal scorers, some star power that he's been able to coach. So maybe he's able to get some of these scorers to score even more. Of course, you're going to want to start building around Jason Robertson and everything. It'd just be really nice to see Seguin and Ben kind of come back, but it's just weird. Like, they've been gone for like 2 years now, ever since that 2020 series.
Yeah, against Tampa in the finals, they just kind of fell off the wagon a bit.
Yeah, so I really think, if DeBoer can really help them with offensive power and they can start scoring some more goals, they have the defense ability that I think they'd be able to, win some games still by playing a solely defensive game, but they definitely need to score more than 2 or 3 goals. That's just how it is in the new NHL, right? I mean, we're seeing it in the Stanley Cup Finals where, yeah, I guess a few of the games have been 3-2 and stuff, but, Tampa won 6-2, Avs won 7-0, and these are the two best teams in the league, right?
Yeah.
Even before the finals, this was already talked about, so I think this could work, but we'll have to see.
Even when you looked at Tyler Seguin and Jamie Benn, they were supposed to be known as like franchise guys for that team. They were supposed to be the goal scorers for Dallas, and that was very shocking that the last 2 years they've been kind of lacking, and the rising stars have actually picked it up a bit, but it's just not enough when your main stars don't play. Yeah. You know how Calgary is for the last few years. All right. Anyways, we're moving on to our next one. Speaking of more coaches hirings, we also have Luke Richards getting hired as head coach for the Blackhawks. Tristan, what do you have to say about that? Do you think they're going in the right direction?
The one thing I gotta say about the Luke Richardson deal is it's not with the coaching carousel per se.
Oh,
it is more out of the box in a little bit. It's not completely, but I think I like this one because he seemed to have some good talents. A lot of Habs fans are really praising him for his power play unit, which of course helped him a lot to go to the finals. And of course, Richardson was the interim coach for when Dominic Ducharme was sick out with COVID for last year's Stanley Cup Finals. So I think he has, even though his resume might not be the craziest and stuff, I think this is a good little gamble to go on because I don't think it's too crazy. Hawks are trying to rebuild. We're probably going to see Kane gone. We're probably going to see Taves even go too. I mean, I think Taves will probably retire as a Blackhawk in my opinion. But ultimately, the Hawks need to do a retool and rebuild, and they're going to give away DeBrincat as well. So I think Richardson may be able to do that, right?
Yeah.
He was with the Habs team that is young and is developing, trying to become an elite. I guess just a good team, in the next coming years here. So that might be able to help. And I think like the Hawks are trying to start doing some different things. I almost wonder if like everything that kind of like happened with their stories and stuff with their management for the past few years is maybe causing them to kind of do a whole little boys club retool. But I honestly like it because just try something new. It might work, and I got a bone to pick with the boys club, man. It's like because we're gonna get into this with some of these coaching stuff.
Oh god.
The coaching carousel because of the boys club, everyone knowing each other, is just stupid. It's some teams are just hurting themselves, in my opinion, hiring these like recycled coaches. Mm-hmm. So I think trying to take something new, a fresh new breath might be good for the Hawks.
That is very true. I think this was a very good move because, like you were just mentioning before, that boys club has caught a lot of issues in the last little bit and a lot of controversy, as the news and social media has already told us. And yeah, they came out with 3 cups on top, but now they're in this weird kind of joist of a retool, and you don't truly know what exactly is going on anymore in Chicago. And it looks like a lot of things could change now because it looked like a retool for a while, and now it's with this new coaching in and out of the box kind of situation. It looks like a lot of players could be gone. Like even Patrick Kane. Yeah. There's Spin Chicklets was talking about Patrick Kane going to freaking Buffalo. And he was like, no way, he goes to Buffalo.
Can you imagine him, Tuck, and Thompson on the same line?
Oh my god.
That's actually not bad.
Actually, I think that could actually help them a lot, but I don't actually see him going.
Maybe it helps Middlestat, right?
Maybe.
Like, I love to see Buffalo come out of nowhere and just pull off like a final spot in the playoffs next year.
Oh,
I would be rooting for them the entire series. I
would low key be like, that's the Cinderella story I want to happen right now.
Exactly.
Oh, but honestly, I think this is a great kind of choice for Chicago now to actually decide if they want to continue trying to retool this, even though it's not going to be pretty, or just trade everything, get some good ass picks out of it, and actually make a good rebuild, because Chicago could be in a situation to do that, and I don't see why they don't, but maybe Luke Richardson does it. Who knows? But yeah, that's all I got to say about him, for sure. Am I good to move on the Trotz thing, or do you have any other coaches you want to mention?
Well, I guess before the Trotz, because I think it's the biggest one for us, let's talk about Florida.
Okay, good. That's why I wanted to ask.
So yeah, Florida. So they signed Paul Maurice as their head coach now, and I was a little bit surprised because I really thought Andrew Brunette would be would have the job no matter what. But I guess they just didn't feel confident in it. I'll be honest, I don't think Florida's getting swept in the second round of Tampa Bay was because of Andrew Brunette. I think Brunette was their happy spot. So, but I don't mind Maurice. It's a weird one. I like Maurice. I think he's a good players coach, and I think the players are going to love playing for him. He seems to be pretty hard-nosed and stuff. But at the end of the day, Brunette was just starting. So I feel like it kind of ended early. I don't know. So I guess we'll see how it works out. But ultimately, I don't really understand. I think they should have kept with Brunette. I think Maurice probably could have gone to another team. But hey, Maurice gets to bathe up in the nice Florida sun now, so I wouldn't be complaining.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I felt there was no true reason for a coaching change because, like, obviously you probably have one of the best years Florida has had in, like, a very long time.
Yes.
They looked like they had the capacity. They had the caliber team to be able to pull off what they did in the 2000s, right? And I was very shocked to hear them just release them like that because I thought the swept was more on the players than the actual coaching. But I guess management didn't see it somehow that way because they looked at the team they probably had and they're like, nah, they're too good. It has to be coaching. Yeah. But do you think boys clubs?
Do you think it happens if they didn't get swept? Say let's just say they lose in 6 or 7 to Tampa Bay.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I think it was just because they got swept by Tampa. I think that was the only reason.
Tampa owns every team except for the Avs, hey?
Pretty much. They even own us.
It's like dad and grandpa, man.
Oh god, goodness. Yeah. But I truly saw no reason for this coaching change. I thought he did a great job for being there for quite a bit because he was there for like couple of years, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think it was an assistant coach, if I'm correct.
Oh.
Before Quenneville, because it was Quenneville was coach. Team was great with Quenneville, and then of course he had to step down, and then he came in as interim. So I think he was an assistant, but the team, I love playing for him.
I would have at least given the guy like maybe one more year to see if he can make it past. If he pushed it past the second round, yeah, that would have been great. But if he didn't, okay, then I could see it. I could see why they fire him. But yeah, I guess Paul Mears will have to have a good team at least to deal with.
but wasn't Burnett also? He was a Jack Adams candidate, which is the weird. That's what also is weird to me. It's like,
why do management always love getting rid of coaches when they're Jack Adams nominees?
Yeah, it's.
Imagine Daryl Sutter won the Jack Adams and the Flames are like, you know what? We don't want you anymore. You were the problem. Like,
you want to see a burning ring of fire? You'd see Calgary probably burn into like. Ashes.
So yeah, you would see Calgary burn in ashes if we got rid of Sutter after that. But
that, and if Stampede no longer has Cowboy tent, has the Cowboys tent.
That's
how you start a Calgarian riot.
Oh, literally.
That or the
Stampede is coming up.
Or Stampede ups their admission price, and you can't get in on free days or something like that. That's probably what happened.
Literally. Oh, wait, one second.
We got those problems. Hey,
wait.
Speaking of tire fire. The Winnipeg's not in that bad of a situation.
They're not that bad. Just they wish they could have gone to coach like Barry Trotz.
So yeah, ultimately that sucks. So what happened was Barry Trotz, of course, was in the coaching carousel. Now, as much as I talk garbage about the coaching carousel, I like Barry Trotz. Yes, why wouldn't you want him to be coaching your team?
Did you see what he did with the Islanders?
So yeah, well, even the Caps, right? Exactly.
Oh my God. This man is probably one of the best coaches, like, in the last few years.
I don't think he gets a lot of credit.
No, he doesn't.
He gets credit, but I don't think he gets as much credit as, like, for, say, like, how, like, Bednar's getting credit and stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, I understand, but it's like, he
was with the Islanders for 2 years, maybe that's why.
And that Caps team was always struggling, right? You can't pass the second round. They had some demons, and you help them exercise them, and you can tell, like, they love playing for him.
He got Ovi his first cup.
Oh, exactly. So, like, yeah. And Barry Trotz,
deserves it.
Being a Manitoba native, of course, there's all speculation. He's probably going to Winnipeg. He did talk to the Jets organization, but it seems that what he's going to decide is take a year off, at least. Take some time off, spend time with his family. I respect that. Good man. It just sucks for Winnipeg, because Winnipeg is in this really weird situation. We're talking about, before the podcast, the 2018 team, right? How good they were. Mm-hmm. Now, there's talk of people saying you either just completely rebuild, retool, whatever. I'm on the opinion of you need a retool, because Hellebuck and Scheifele have said they want to stay with the organization. Mm-hmm. So you're not rebuilding with them. But you damn well better make sure that if you're trading a player like Blake Wheeler, which has been speculated this season, you get some good returns.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least, up your prospect pool. So at least have some young players that can come in and solidify some depth spots coming up here. I don't know what you think about that. But.
Honestly, I think if they did eventually, it's a big loss that Barry Trotz did want to take the year off. Good for him. Respect that you want to take a year off and you be with your family. A lot of guys don't do that, and I respect that he does that. But this was a big loss for Winnipeg at the same time, because that could bring in, when you hear a team get a coach like Barry Trotz, that brings a lot of attention to the players and want them to play with him, right? Because he plays a really good system that obviously wins cups. And Winnipeg really needed that, especially with Scheifele and Hellebuck at the helm. And I'm in the same. We're both in the same boat, I believe, with this one. I think they need a big retool this offseason, because obviously last year they were dealing with a lot of injuries and couldn't make that playoff push as hard as they wanted. And obviously that's why they missed it. But this is a really good opportunity right now for Winnipeg to go make that retool through the draft, because they have a lower pick now. And obviously get a higher prospect. And honestly, you can make a lot of retools to your defense as well. Because even if you trade Blake Wheeler and only get picks out of it, that leaves a whole lot of salary cap for the free agency as well, right? So Winnipeg, I wouldn't say you're in a terrible spot. It's really crappy that you couldn't get a great coach like Barry Trotz. But you have a lot of you got a lot of hope for your offseason still. There's still a lot of good coaches out there, and you can maybe turn around this offseason. Who knows?
Excuse me.
No, it's all good.
As long as Show Day Off doesn't make any stupid signings or something like that, then yeah.
No, I don't. Yeah.
I
I have faith in Winnipeg.
I don't even think their defense is absolutely awful, but you add another piece. I think that'd be kind of nice. I guess we'll see, right? Like come free agency, and we can talk more about that later, right? But
Yeah.
ultimately, I think it sucks right now, and it might feel kind of like the end of the maybe not the end of the world, but it might feel like you're in the dumps as a Jets fan. But I have hope because it's not like Trotz isn't gonna he'll probably come back and coach eventually, and you know what? There might be some other coaches out there, even out of that carousel that might be able to really prove themselves.
I could even see Winnipeg signing a coach just for 1 year and see if he actually does well or not. And then if Trotz comes back and be like, hey, I can actually coach again, it would be like, send all the money to this guy. We want him now.
That's true. That's very true, right?
Yeah, there's so many things that Winnipeg can do. So I guess we'll just have to see what they do in the offseason.
Yeah.
I believe that is all the news we have for coaching.
One more thing.
Oh, one more? Okay.
Yeah, so, I guess, two, I guess. Anyways,
Two. Go ahead.
Quick thing. Edmonton Oilers, I think everyone kind of knew this was going to happen, but Jay Woodcroft, their interim coach, who's now going to be their actual head coach, signed a 3-year deal with the Oilers. My opinion, good. Finally, they have, it feels like a structured coach. Except you guys are making Ken Holland look good, so I don't get that. But
you're making Ken Holland look good. That's not good, boys.
That's not good at all. But anyway, jokes aside, it's I think Woodcroft, he just seems to really just be able to connect with the players. I think he's really been able to push them. I think he's really I wouldn't say he's up the game per se, but it's I feel like players like Kyle Yamamoto and these other younger prospects, Ryan McLeod too.
Yeah.
I think those players are kind of are flourishing because of him.
Yeah.
Seems to have a decent power. Well, of course McDavid and Draisaitl, but I think he's really good on the power play too, helping out with that. I know he's not the special teams coach per se, but he's. I just think ultimately the team is just a lot better this year, and I think he had a lot to do with it. So good signing.
Very good, very good. Honestly, I believe I gotta give a lot of respect for Woodcroft because he kind of started off with the team in January and the team was just not doing well, and he picked them back up and took them to a conference finals. So that's a lot of respect for a coach that could do that, especially in the first year. And he's been around this organization, I believe, since the AHL for a couple of years.
Yeah,
right?
because he was the Condors coach.
Yeah, he was Condors. So he was obviously with this organization for quite a bit before he went to the Oilers and watched these prospects strive. And then once they came up to the NHL and he was there, he could actually play around. So with their talent and it really proved what he could do with the team. And when you've been around the organization as long as he has, it helps a lot and all that trust and everything around, right? So great signing for Edmonton. It kind of makes Ken Holland look too good for his job.
I don't know, man. We'll see the offseason.
Too good. I guess we'll see what he does in the offseason. But good for Edmonton. You got a coach that can bring you somewhere. That's all you need. You said there was a second thing as well?
Yeah, well, so it hasn't happened, but I guess the closest the Bruins have to a new coach. I will never understand the firing of Bruce Cassidy.
I don't know.
Don Sweeney might actually have his head on a stake at the end of the offseason. Bruins fans are passionate, man.
But
they're a Canadian hockey fan. They're like Canadian hockey fans. They love their team.
But Boston's been kind of going down the hill ever since they lost to the Blues. Have you noticed that though?
Exactly.
Chara left and for some reason you lost your best coach. I've brought you to the promised land a few times in the couple years.
The problem is it's age, man. It's starting to get to them. And I mean, because we're gonna go also into a signing as well too with the Bruins, which is pretty key, I think, to just their whole
team
transformation. Just see what direction they're even gonna head the next year or two.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, with the Bruins, so the closest I think they're having to interviews and stuff, meet and greets or whatever, is David Quinn. So he was a former Rangers coach. Now, I really do believe that this is a downgrade from Bruce Cassidy.
It is a downgrade, but not a crazy downgrade.
But then Cassidy goes to Vegas, right? It's Vegas will literally never. Here's the thing:
Vegas will never be bad.
The Pacific Division it's like this. It's okay, we think this year. Okay, so maybe the Flames are gonna be able to be kind of top, dominate a little bit and stuff. But the Oilers are finally back to their old tricks, and now Vegas is gonna be back to their old tricks. and then even Vancouver.
Actually,
even like it's gonna be a weird. I don't know. It's just I can't believe Bruins did that. Like it makes no sense to me. I still don't get it.
It really doesn't make sense. But I think Vegas' biggest worry right now is their goaltending wise, because obviously forward wise, defensive wise, you're pretty good. As if you were a Vegas fan, you're pretty good both defensively and offensively.
Yeah.
But you got to look at your goaltending tandem right now. Is Robin Leonard going to be healthy for the next season? Because like, there's a lot of questions he might not.
He's much like a Mrazek, hey? Like he's just injury ridden.
Yeah, a little bit. And then you look at your backup, and I believe it's Wedgwood, and that's not really a keen starter or backup.
Well, I guess Logan Thompson though was.
Oh yeah, Thompson as well. But I think it was Wedgwood as well in that.
No, Wedgwood is a wing.
Am I? Oh, I must be talking about Roman. Oh, anyways, yeah, but I think Vegas's goaltending is kind of looking sketchy back there if Robin Leonard doesn't come back for the season. That's the thing.
People were really hyped about Logan Thompson though, just because he had a really good stint for. I mean, Leonard was injured. I think it was like I want to say 10 games, and it was like pretty dominant and stuff, but.
It was Logan Thompson.
Of course, Wedgwood's Dallas Stars. It's just who cares, because Ottinger's literally. I say Dallas. You don't even need Wedgwood. You just need Ottinger and save some of that cap space and get some good forward depth. Anyways, but
back to Boston.
Yeah. So ultimately, back to Boston. David Quinn. It's just not Bruce Cassidy. I think Bruce Cassidy they loved him. Apparently, Pasternak was also quoted saying something that like he wants, like if he gets traded, because he very much might get traded, maybe not because Bergeron just signed that 1-year deal, which we'll get into, but he'll go wherever or he wants to go where Cassidy goes. Like that's how much they like these guys. Like your superstars love your coach so much they want to go. That's like a Klay Thompson with Steve Kerr kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you hear that, you're like, you better make sure Steve Kerr stays with the Warriors for as long as he does.
Well, Pasternak has 1 more year on his deal, and you said Bergeron just
Bergeron signed that 1-year deal.
Yeah, do you know how much that was?
Because
I'm checking Cap Friendly. I haven't seen.
So maybe it hasn't been official yet.
Maybe,
but it's supposed to be a 1-year deal. Anyways, David Quinn. You know what? He'll probably have his upsides. The problem was the Rangers with David Quinn was not as good as the Gerard Gallant Rangers. So that is a bit of a sour taste for Bruins fans, I'd say.
Probably.
You know what? He maybe just needs a second chance, right? And so there's probably some positive in that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I don't know, man. The Bruins, I unfortunately see this as kind of the end, man. I'm starting to see it.
I could see a rebuild for Boston in probably about 2 or 3 years. I can't see it next year because, like, you have Pasternak on his last year. You just signed Bergeron for 1 more year. And you still have Brad Marchand on probably about 3 more years on his contract. And you still have a lot of, like, aging players on your team that still are decently still want to win a cup, so you still have a chance, but they're slimming very, very slowly. So I could see a rebuild in about 2, maybe 3 years.
It is weird. I don't think, of course, it starts now. I think this Bergeron deal and this 1 year.
I think it's his last goodbye.
It'd be weird if he retires after this season. It probably will, but once he retires, then or leaves, then we'll see. Then it's probably going to be the rebuild, and it's just.
I'm pretty sure Chara's thinking of staying 1 more year.
The Bruins are in a weird situation, and Wings fans were also saying this too, because Wings fans were saying remember when Datsuk left, finally went to the Russia, and then they started their rebuild, and it took way too long. That's what Wings fans are kind of like. They're like the Bruins right now remind me of the Wings. They're trying so hard to grasp onto old glory and stuff that it's really hurting them in the long run, and they should just get it over with now. And it's somewhat I agree with it, but once this Bergeron deal is done, then you just start you trade Pasternak, some assets for Pasternak, maybe even see if Bergeron, maybe you can. I'm telling you, our Bergeron, Marchand, man, especially with that contract. Like, oh my goodness, man, he would be a great piece for any cup contender.
Oh yeah,
even in a few years.
Pasternak? 100%.
Well, and Marchand, in my opinion, but
I think both would. They're still first line wingers, in my opinion. Both Pastrnak and Brad Marchand. They've look at both of them. Cup finals experience, playoff experience. Both first line scorers and like absolute insane players in this league. They both were probably, I would say, top 20 players of the whole league in a certain amount of time. Like, yeah, I could see them with almost any team improving them. Like, almost like a Chris Paul, when you put a player like that stature onto a team, you know it's going to be improved no matter if you, like, even by a bit or just a ton. Like, those players are nuts.
Ultimately, it's the Taylor Hall curse.
Oh, God, yeah.
He seems to curse all these teams. Hey,
except New Jersey. He did decent on New Jersey.
I
think he should go back to New Jersey, in
that
my
2018 season, 17-18 season for him was awesome. But, yeah, David Quinn, give him a second chance. We'll see. But ultimately, I think it's time for the Bruins to start really thinking about this rebuild. And it's good. And if they do it now, I bet you end of the decade they're going to be like really good again if they do it. Some good prospects and stuff. So we'll see. But ultimately, yeah, Bruins, David Quinn, weird. It's just the Cassidy thing, in my opinion, should have never happened.
He really shouldn't.
Sort of the down.
Yeah, I think we're going to be done with talking about coaches for a bit here. And something actually very interesting happened. We had a special event. It was called the NHL Awards show, Tristan. And we had some winners. We had some interesting winners. And they also released their all-star teams for the year. And Tristan, I'll let you go through the awards, and then we'll give our opinions on those, and I'll go through the all-star teams.
So, the Hart Trophy went to, and the most valuable player for their team, I guess in the league in general, went to number 34 of the Toronto Maple Leafs, Austin Matthews. Now,
Gotta love that hairline.
I like this one. Man, you can never make fun of someone's hairline when they make that much money. That's
no,
why
can't.
you know what I mean? Like,
it's okay. Ours aren't any better.
It'll grow back when he goes to Arizona.
Oh, now, yes. If LeBron can do it, he can do it.
Exactly. So the Hart Trophy. Now, okay, so the course, people have this idea, it should have been McDavid, and I get the McDavid part. Now, the Hart thing with Matthews, I think it has a lot to do with the 60-goal scoring. I mean, he really did sweep this year because he had that. Of course, he got the Richard, and then he has this other award that we're going to go into. He really had a great season. He really did push the Leafs over the edge. I mean, for the regular season, the playoffs has just been a weird story, but Matthews really has just been the bright spot for this team no matter what. Every single season, no matter what, he's been consistent. You have to love him. He really is top 5 in the league.
He really is.
There's no way to not put it, and he's the damn greatest goal scorer since Ovechkin right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's up there.
He's just good. Like, first to 60 goals since Stammer in 2012. So, it's been crazy. MVP, I see who people think McDavid, because really, I mean, now that team, how they went to the conference finals, a lot of it really was because of McDavid still like going in and just tearing it apart no matter what. But ultimately, yeah, I don't mind Matthews winning Hart. I really don't.
No, I don't either, and a lot of people kind of like forget this about the NHL awards. They don't exactly involve their performance in the playoffs. It's only regular season, and if you look at it because you said the Hart was most valuable to the team, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if it was most valuable to the team, I think McDavid deserved it a bit more, but I think because of that January slope that they took, that was the biggest kind of hitter for Edmonton, like for McDavid not winning this award. True. And I'm not going to lie, Austin Matthews is a big driver of this Leafs team. You obviously saw it throughout the whole year. You said it yourself. We haven't seen a scorer like this since Ovechkin himself. Like, absolute crazy what he did this year. But just, I think a lot of people didn't see why he got it. It was because of the playoff experience of him getting kicked out in the first round again. And he didn't even have a bad playoff experience.
No, he didn't. That
was not a bad series for Matthews. It was back and forth, but just Tampa was the better team in that series.
Tampa just doesn't quit.
No, that's why I think it goes to 7.
It wasn't even that they choked. Tampa was just a better team.
No,
like that's just what it was. They're the better team on the games they won.
I even have like the stats for points of like who was first, second, third, and like rankings.
Okay.
Matthews won first place, 119. McDavid only got 29 for this award.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. You guys bring up a good point because before Woodcroft, the Oilers team was slacking,
Very.
right? And so I guess I even kind of forgot about that until you mentioned that again. So yeah, that's so true. Matt, this Leafs team was consistent all season long. All 82 games, Leafs were like, all right, they're back up to the really good. Yep, you know what? Okay. You know.
Yeah.
And then you get more problems. I even believe because of how great their season was. I was like, Leafs are gonna actually make it out this time. It's gonna happen.
I saw who they versed. If they versed probably anyone else, they could have gone past the first round.
Yeah.
But it just had to be Tampa.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean,
You know
maybe
what?
next year, boys.
Leafs might just be cursed, honestly. They might just be honestly
They
cursed.
got the Taylor Hall curse somehow.
At this point, like it's not even like I actually want the Leafs to just win. And I mean, whatever we make fun of whatever, but the Leafs legitimately as a hockey team right now deserve at least a 1-round win.
Yeah, at
It's
least
not
one
even a joke.
round, dude. Like, this is absolutely getting brutal that they can't get past the first round at all. It's getting kind of
Is
crazy.
that at 10%?
Yeah, it's at 10,
Okay,
but
yeah, we'll keep going.
we'll hopefully keep going.
So Cale Makar with the Norris Trophy there.
Well,
Way deserved. So I'm guessing second place in points was Roman Josi.
yes.
Josi, honestly, this was one of his best. This was Yossi's best season. That sucks. So of course
Wow.
Makar overshadows it, and Josi just had like a 90-point season. Oh my goodness. But the thing is with Makar is like he's gonna be the next Paul Coffey. People think Makar will be the Norris will be named after the Makar. Funny enough, I wrote Makar down twice, thinking I forgot it wasn't.
Thinking it was called the Makar?
Yeah, and then if he wins the Conn Smythe this year, that'd be even crazier. But yeah, Makar, I mean, like, what can you say? Like, the dude is just dominant. He literally made McDavid look human.
Yeah.
Even in regular season games, he plays his position so well and he can score goals at will. He's just all around just the best offensive defensive player I've seen. Since I want to say prime. You know what? Since Pronger, man. Since Pronger and Niedermeyer. That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
Because there's been a lot of speculation on Cale Makar lately, and they're saying, like, this guy has the potential of being the next Bobby Orr. And looking at how his play is, and also putting kind of one of the best skaters in the league and actually keeping up with him, yeah, he's up there with the expectation and the potential to be the next Bobby Orr, but he needs to do again, he's so young.
Well, that's
it's
too.
insane. But he did help a team lead to the Stanley Cup Finals, so you kind of got to agree with it a bit to an extent where, like, yeah, he's only been in the league for what, 2 years? Realistically,
2.5.
2.5 realistically, and yeah, he's showing more potential of being a Bobby Orr kind of player than anyone else, but yeah, he's so young, so it's so hard to say, right?
Well, 100%, but ultimately too, it's like, okay, I know we're not supposed to talk about with these awards playoffs, but McKinnon hasn't really been 100% there this Stanley Cup Finals. It's all been Makar, in my opinion, in the sense of all-star ability. Actually, Nick Shushkin's been looking even better. Shushkin has been looking better than McKinnon, in my opinion.
McKinnon has his looks, and it's just not all coming to him. It's like, you know how some players on the Flames, they do really well, and then they have that little slump of bad puck luck.
Yeah,
McKinnon's going through that right now.
That's what it is. I'm not saying McKinnon anything. It's just that Makar is just stealing the show. It's crazy. He's stealing the show everywhere. So yeah, he deserves the Norris. Yeah,
he so does. And
it's just I feel bad for Josi. Josi deserves that recognition. He's not going to get it.
No, he's not.
He's not going to get it until the Preds can do something.
There was a good chance. I would have said Roman Josi won it, to be honest with you.
I was initially saying that too. I was like, I see the Makar thing, but Josi had such a good season. I'm like, you just got to get, because like Makar's going to win 20 of these. I'm telling you, he's going to win like every season he plays in the NHL.
He's going to pull a McDavid with those rewards right now.
Ultimately, yeah, I see that. Josi should have got some recognition, so I wish he won it just because of that. Because Josi deserves recognition. He really does. Like, damn, he's so good. I just wish the Preds were like good so that people could be like, oh, who's this Roman Josi guy? Oh, he's really elite. Yes, he is.
You know why no one took him
4 years now.
You know why no one took them seriously? Because Colorado sweeped them in the first round.
Exactly.
The guy who won the awards sweeped the guy right behind him.
See, we say it's not supposed to be. It's all regular season. Honestly, I think some of it has. I think there's a little bit of playoff ideas.
Some of it.
I think in the head, or do they? Because I don't think they don't vote before the playoffs, do they? No, they don't.
No, they don't.
So, there you go.
Anyways, we're back onto our next award, and it is the Ted Lindsay award, and that is won by Austin Matthews again. They just love sucking off Toronto players, don't they?
No, but and all jokes aside.
All jokes aside.
This is the most outstanding player in the league. Of course,
that is so tough.
The Hart one,
so
the
tough.
Hart one was between Matthews and McDavid. Lindsay, Matthews was gonna win that no matter what this year. It's the 60 goals, simple as that. The goal scoring, it is outstanding what he's been doing. He was scoring, even no slumps. Just he could elevate his game even more than he could on some nights, and it's awesome. He really is a superstar, and like we've all known this, but it's just really like. It's paying off now. Like he's getting the recognition he does deserve. It's it's great. I like this award. It works out good for Matthews. He'll probably win more. I'll be honest.
I could see him win.
He'll win more. I think McDavid wins more in general.
Yeah.
But yeah.
In the long run, I could see McDavid winning more, but I could see those instances where Matthews does steal it from him. And again, like the debate we just had, if we had to go, I think I honestly think if we're talking team, I think Matthews deserved the Hart. I think McDavid deserved still the Ted Lindsay on this one because if we're talking overall, McDavid and Draisaitl took the league by storm for most of the part. But I think that January slope, like I said before, just had such an impact on this that it just took a lot of guys looking at it being like, yeah, just it had to go to Matthews. What a season for him. It just sucked that they still can't make that push. They still can't.
You know, Edmonton should thank me because I have that slump. Then February comes around, and I went to a game in February. So, you're welcome. I saw Evander Kane score 2 goals. You're welcome.
Wow, this podcast has been helping the Flames and the Oilers.
I know, man. We're big Alberta boys.
Big Alberta boys here. Battle of Alberta. Oh, boy. All right, Tristan, what's the next award we got?
Speaking of... I can't really transition this well. Anyways,
no, you really can't.
I should have switched it to Makar after the... anyways, because I was going to say, speaking of young talent, let me talk about the Calder, right? Shoot, that sucks. But
well, anyways.
The Calder, okay. So, there's debate. Either between Michael Bunting.
Yep.
No.
Trevor
Zegras. I see, but no. Lucas Raymond. I see it. And then Moritz Seider. Now, who won this one? Right? It was Moritz Seider. He deserved this out of any of them. I'm sorry. Okay, I get that Zegras is like...
I'm not going to lie. I thought Zegras was going to win it because I thought that NHL would make that move because they saw what he did.
This is what's sad about the league. I'm not saying this. I think Zegras is great for the game. I love Zegras. He's so talented. He's going to be great for the Ducks. But the fact that they are so keen on him just because he's the only one with personality, like... Just find other players that have personality. Like, you go on Spittin' Chicklets and, like, or like Missing Curfew, shout out to those guys. Any of these hockey podcasts, you know, talk to these players. They have personalities. It's just, they can't really express their personality because it's not for, like, TV or something like that. Like, just, I don't know.
Well, you look at, like, I even been mentioning this before. You look at the NBA, and there's so many different personalities. That it sadly sometimes de-promote the game, but also does promote the game because people can actually express themselves. In the NHL, it's kind of sad that the league doesn't let them a little bit, but also players aren't really the biggest personality guys. No, and they don't express themselves. And then you see a guy like Zegras here, and it's finally great you're seeing that, but... I think they made the right decision of who won the Calder.
Oh, 100%. Seider
No offense to Zegras. He's still a great player.
No, exactly. No offense to Zegras. He's going to be great. He's going to be a consistent 60 to 7 to 80 point scorer, I want to say, every season pretty much.
I can see it.
So I think Ducks have some promise with you know, they're kind of the young core there, Zegras being one of their additions. But ultimately, Moritz Seider does win this. We talk about Makar, right? Him and Seider are going to probably most likely run this league.
It's insane how Detroit had 2 runner-ups that could won this award. Lucas and Seider. Yeah. That is insane.
Ultimately,
Detroit has a future.
Seider is their next Lindstrom.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to play like Lindstrom. I can see it. I'm not going to say anything into whatever, but the way Yzerman has this Detroit team going, man, they even have Sebastian Cossa. They have, like... Every position they have has young talent that's supposed to be like NHL elite.
That's why I was mentioning about Steve. That's why I was saying Steve Yzerman is probably one of the best GMs in the league right now that you want on your team if you're rebuilding.
it's
There's
crazy.
a reason why I said
But
that.
Seider deserved it, man. He already 1 year. He looks NHL ready. He's definitely not he's definitely not to what his ability is going to get to. Like, of course, it's going to develop into an even better player than he already is.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact we're already talking about Seider as a top defenseman in his first year, by the way.
Cale Makar's in the second and a half. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a jump in his sophomore year.
Makar, Seider, and Heiskanen are probably like the top 3 defensemen coming up in the future. That's how I see it.
Also, you want to hear the points for this for the Calder?
Yeah.
So Seider had for first place 170 points for that. Freaking Zegras only had 15.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, it was very lopsided, more than I thought.
Closer.
I thought so too, because I thought the NHL would have been like, "Hey, give Zegras the award because we'll promote him even more." But yeah, they made the right decision.
100%.
Totally.
Great for Detroit. Maurice Seider, we're gonna have to keep an eye on him. Also, guys, peep out the new Gordy jersey.
Gordy jersey, boys. We would like to change it around maybe for another episode so you get a good view from the back. But I thought since you guys already had a Calder win, so I give you the front view. So it's a gorgeous jersey.
Awesome,
I love it. And speaking of young, incredible talent, moving on to the next trophy. That was good. We got the Vezina trophy. It goes to Igor Shesterkin. There we go.
I even struggle with it too, man. But okay, it was well deserved.
Well deserved.
There's a lot of games where he kind of carried the Rangers. I'm not saying he carries the Rangers, but really,
he deserved it.
I don't think the Rangers are even where they were without elite goaltending with him. I never thought for like last year. I thought, him and Georgiev, 1A, 1B. Shesterkin will have some bad games, and then Georgiev will come back in. But Shesterkin just sold the show. It's awesome.
You know how
he's so good. I love this. I love that he won it. And actually, I was gonna get into some others. Here, you go.
You want me to go quickly?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was well deserved. I really wish Markstrom won it, but I kind of knew Igor was going to win it.
Talk about Markstrom, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what the points were there?
So Igor won it by first place by 29. Markstrom didn't even get a vote for first. He got 14 for second.
Yeah. I remember saying that.
Yeah, so there was a lot of instances where Igor did look like he carried the team on his back. But hell, you Rangers fans are so lucky because you literally have a great goaltender in Henrik Lundqvist for about a decade or two, basically. And then you move on to this young talent that looks like it could steal a whole series. Wow, you guys are lucky with your goaltending prospects.
Okay,
lucky bastards.
I'm not saying anything to Igor to not. He deserved the Vezina.
I just
wish, and maybe I am being biased by this, but I don't mean to be, but I really think Markstrom should have had a few more. He had 9 shutouts this season. I know the overall team in general with the Flames in the regular season was good, but it's just Markstrom really just did elevate his game, and like there were games where he had to steal the show. Igor had to steal more, so maybe that was why. But ultimately, I think Markstrom should have got a little bit more recognition.
Next year.
I hope next year.
I think Markstrom even elevates his game to another level if he can. That would be amazing.
And now everyone's going to be like, we're in the playoffs, the Oilers series. It's like...
He's never been to a second round.
Man,
he lacked the playoff experience, and that's why I think he was kind of very out of it that series. I'm not going to lie.
You know what? I think overall at the end from the start and the finish of the series season, yes, Igor Shesty did deserve to win it. It's just I just wish that Markstrom had a little more credit. But yeah, Shesterkin, man, the Rangers team is going to be back. They're going to be back next year, and they're going to be back in the same position.
I wouldn't
they're
be
going to
that
be good,
surprised,
man.
To be honest.
So, and Shesterkin is a big key piece of that, and they're going to be damn good for a long time. And Shesterkin, I'm telling you, is going to win more Vezinas. I don't know how many more, but he'll probably win like 3 or 4 more. No, straight up, he'll probably win 3 more.
Actually, yeah, I could see it.
I could see it. So, I like him. Honestly, at the end of the day, I like pretty much every award that was presented out. I think it all made sense. You can, of course, debate a few things, but at the end of the day, all the players that even if they didn't win or did win, should at least, of course, run the running, and that's what mattered, I guess, at the end of the day. End of the day, though, do you think these players care? They don't really care. They care if it has if the trophy is a shiny cup and it has their name engraved on it after they win it in a best-of-7 series in a 4th round of this tournament we call the Stanley Cup Finals.
That is true.
So ultimately that. And yeah, ultimately that was good. I don't really have much else to say with it except for we're going to see more trophies be presented soon here with the Stanley Cup Finals.
Hopefully.
Game 6 is tonight. What do you think? Who wins?
Oh, are we going right to there? Oh, crap.
I think we just get in there and just finish it off, man.
Fair enough. I'm not going to lie. I've already said this. I made a video on our TikTok about it. So we also do have a TikTok if you guys want to check that out quick. So I said this on the video. I think after what happened in Game 5, Tampa took it. I think they win in Game 6. I think Tampa wins Game 6 because they're at home. That is already so tough for Colorado to win in that environment, but I wouldn't be surprised if they win.
Avs have better home ice advantage, though. And I'm just saying because their fans are better and louder. It's just true. I'm not trying to be like, oh, Tampa, your fans are garbage. No. It's just Avs fans, they have better home ice advantage.
Yeah, true. Very true.
It's just that ball arena is rocking.
That is very true.
It's just I wish we gotta go to an Avs game one day. We gotta go fly to Colorado for an Avs game.
Someday.
They just seem like they love their hockey. It's awesome.
Like we always say, a man can dream, right? Someday, boys. Someday. Hopefully you can get us there.
Avs in 7. So yeah, no.
Avs in 7.
So I said Lightning in 6, but the way the series has gone, I think Avs have been the better team throughout the series. So I honestly think that they might be able to pull it off tonight. Ultimately, I think Avs in 7 now. I know it sucks that I'm already changing my prediction. It sounds so stupid, but it's I don't know.
I'm sticking with my prediction.
Tampa,
I think it still happens.
Some gritty. These last games are gonna be gritty, and I love that it's the end of the season.
Oh, I love it too.
That the end of the season, that these games are gonna be this action packed. So
yeah, I'm so excited,
we'll see.
I really hope you guys are excited too. Game 6 is tonight. We might be able to get this video up tonight or tomorrow. So hopefully you either see who wins or loses before us, and maybe we make another video on the Stanley Cup Finals and recap all of that. Tristan, I'm actually going to get you to go first to exit us
Yeah,
out.
perfect. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to episode 24. I put it as 25 on my
Yeah,
sheet.
you said 35 at first.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
well.
that's
I can cut out your sayings.
You can be edit. We all have to edit it and just 24 or something like that.
24.
Episode 24.
It's not. Next one is 25.
Thanks for a quarter of 100. That's awesome.
Episode 25 is the Stanley Cup recap.
Keep the consistency going. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash a like if you're listening or watching on YouTube. You can follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Buzzsprout, oh my goodness, Instagram, so on and so forth. We also have a website, puckandstuff.wixsite.com/podcast. You want to check out our stuff on there. We also write a few blog posts and stuff. So into reading and speculations and things like that, be sure to check it out as well. Be sure to leave a comment and hey, give us any suggestions if you want us to do or request a video or something that we would want to talk about. And hey guys, keep on rocking in the free world there, and I'll let you send it off.
All right, perfect. You pretty much took everything I needed to say. Yeah, but if you guys enjoyed this video, I would still like if you subscribe, and do all that kind of cool stuff. Tristan, you, crap, I'm running out of things to say.
All right, perfect.
Rocking in the free world, boys. I'll see you later. Peace out.
All right, guys. We'll see ya and the Stanley Cup Finals recap.
Yep.
Peace.